In the back? You, yes.
Hi, Raj.
Good afternoon.
I was really excited to get here this month. Is it appropriate for Peter and I to let go of the bed and breakfast and retire?
And what?
Retire?
Absolutely not. There's too much good to be experienced with that place yet. And I will tell you, you would be miserable being retired.
Okay, another question.
Sure.
Is it appropriate that I continue with the chemotherapy that I'm currently participating in?
Yes, it is.
I am wanting to experience my body as Christ manifest, and I do say that verbally. What more can I be doing to have that happen?
By seeing it as wanting to love you and letting the love in. Obviously, if it is the intent of your body to identify you perfectly, that could not be considered anything other than utter love for you, right?
Right.
So I want you not just to think of your body as having a function of identifying you perfectly in some sort of mechanical way, but actually as an act of love that is blessing you, that you can experience as feeling loved if you will open yourself up to it. And that's what I encourage you to do.
Okay.
Okay.
In the days before I came down, I experienced a lot of pain in my the legs and thighs, and really powerful pain. And the day I arrived here, it wasn't in my body anymore. What was happening?
You came into a conscious energy of love, and it has blessed you.
With our business, like, even though I'm feeling very tired and in pain, I still participate in getting the doing done. Is that appropriate?
It is, and you will find it becoming increasingly easy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hands. You're right here.
Hello again, Raj.
Page 3.
Yes. I hope you're ready. Wondering what advice you would give for those times when we're in the dark night of the soul, that dark place. I had a tough time this year, probably from January until May. I was really depressed, and it didn't seem like anything helped. I would try to pray and ask for guidance, but I would just end up, just sort of screaming about the rut I was in, and I thought, I think God's kind of tired of hearing that. I need to change that tune. But that's what I was feeling. In this rut, what am I doing? I'm not being creative, blah, blah, blah. I'd try to get silent, but then the ego would kick in. What are you doing? You're wasting your life. You're not... And I thought, where is my guide? I think I've heard my guide sometimes, but I wonder, has my guide tried to contact me?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And yes, you have heard on occasion. And I encourage you now, while you're not in a dark night,
Right.
to pursue the connection with your guide.
Okay.
Because it is more difficult when you are experiencing stress or distress. Mm-hmm. It is more difficult to establish the connection. But if the connection is established, it remains established.
Okay.
What can you do when you're experiencing an ongoing dark night? Mm-hmm. You must persist in asking for help.
Okay.
And don't assume that God's getting tired of the same old story.
Okay.
God rejoices when someone says help, because that's breaking the isolation. Now, almost everyone is getting help at being depressed these days.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
It is a time of adjustment. It is, I'm going to put it this way, it's a time of growth and therefore growing pains, you might say.
Yes.
I'm speaking globally as well as individually. Mm-hmm. And the growing pains are being expressed, the distress of them is being expressed, and in a way it puts a dark cloud over everything.
Yes.
All of you are experiencing, and this is on a global scale, are experiencing the suggestion of threat.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't say you're experiencing threats.
Right.
There is no such thing as a threat. All there can be is a suggestion of threat.
Mm-hmm.
Like a hypnotist makes suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
And you must pay attention so that you don't accept the suggestion and make commitment to it, and therefore bring your energy to it, which is the only place it could get energy. And then, by so doing, embody it in the world.
Right.
I encourage everyone to ask for help a lot.
Okay.
And in the future, if you have that experience, I want you to remember that today I said, the Holy Spirit, the Father, your guide, me, we are all intent upon registering our presence with you so that you might be lifted up out of the darkness, so that you might feel loved, and in the presence of that love recognize that your depression, it has no foundation, so that you might let go of it. Remember that you're not alone, and ask. And then be willing to let in the answer, to let in the experience of love. At those times, there is always a decreased sense of one's own worth,
Yes.
and therefore one's worthiness. And so one doesn't bother to ask.
Yes. What's the point?
Exactly. Ask, ask, ask.
And
Reach out.
Yes. And then allow the healing to take place. Listen, get quiet so that I can hear my guide. I know that we can only hear our guides if we allow the space for them to manifest. And
That is
probably
correct.
comes in quiet, not in activity and doingness.
That is correct.
But beingness.
Once the connection is well established, you can hear your guide in the middle of a department store.
Right, but I don't think I'm there yet.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. And part of the sadness that I was feeling at the start of the year, I had a great creative run from 1996 to 2000. I was doing theater, comedy, having that wonderful sharing with an audience where you're up there and there's laughter and light. And so it really wasn't just my ego saying, you're on stage and they think you're great. It was, this is a sharing, this is a gift, this is a ministry. Wonderful things sprang from that, voiceover work, an agent, blah, blah, blah. One by one, they all sort of left, and I was loving about it. I thought, okay, that's fine. Shifts are occurring, but nothing really has replaced that period. And I am wondering if I will have another creative run at things, and I'm hoping that I will.
It is inevitable.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Raj.
You are welcome. Hands. Right here.
I have a couple of real short questions. I've been writing a book for about, well, over 10 years. And do you have any guidance for me or any view of the...
2 words.
What?
Finish.
We're making slow progress, but we are progressing. Yes, thank you. I will see to it. And then I wanted to ask about my guide. I had a dream about, he was Incan or Aztec man that came into my dream and just looked at me. This was some time ago. And since then, I've been told it was my guide, and I can't pronounce his name. It's like Atlan or something like that. Anyway, and I communicate with him occasionally, but I'm more often communicating with you. And do you think I should communicate more with Atlan as well?
We are not in competition with each other.
Oh, that's good to know.
And we are both one in purpose and intent. And so whichever of us you wish to speak to will make both of us happy.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
And then I had a quick question about, could you clarify a little bit about the mortal body and what happens at death? What is the corpse? That's been troubling me for a long time, and I just haven't got it straight.
I've said it before. It's the after image left in everyone else's eyes. And because it's their perception, it slowly fades. It disintegrates. For you, you haven't lost anything. For the one who has passed on, their identification, that which identifies them, is still with them uninterruptedly. It's everyone else's perception. You're welcome. Hands. Yes.
Thank you, Raj. Over the last week, my mother-in-law has been admitted to the hospital after a terrible fall. My mother has been admitted to the hospital. We've told her she wouldn't survive, and now she is surviving. Pat has hurt her leg. I keep waking up in the mornings with well, I guess one would say still pictures of circumstances that have been conjured, I think, from the ego, and there's always a little dialogue box, and it's grayed out. The business we've talked about has almost come to a stop, and I don't know what's happening with that. So I'm surrounded by a lot of circumstances. It's taken a lot of energy. I'm wondering...
A lot of involvement.
Okay, a lot of involvement, you're right, yes.
Yes. Which everyone is worthy of. And for whom you have a gift to give, do it willingly, because it is the means you have of extending love. And extending love in the most practical and down-to-earth ways that meet real needs. Now, the list that you expressed is just that, a list. Many other things have presented themselves to you in the last few weeks, and you could have made a list of them, and they could have implied many other kinds of things. So don't take this, I'm just saying discard this list. It doesn't mean anything except it was a choice of things which maybe something could be made out of that that might mean something negative is going on. And it's a totally useless waste of time. Discard that list. Discard that list. Ignore it.
And just be involved with each moment as it presents itself.
Sharing the love that you are, that you have to give, yes. And thanking them for the opportunity to have an object of your affection.
Okay. Can you give is there any point in giving some prognosis to my mother or Pat or the business? You had said 2 months ago at our time before that I was going through a reconfiguration, vestibule being getting closer to the project, or I forget the word we used before, but Ann had one and the kids had one, and I was coming up on mine, and I'm wondering if I'm getting any closer, or you can give me any idea of what purpose is being served. And
let's put it this way. The purpose that is being served is an undoing of past habits that no longer serve you, and it is almost done. The undoing is almost done. And I cannot elaborate on it anymore at this time. It's something for you to be with and move through.
Is this theme yielding, letting go of control, and staying in the now? That's the only thing that, I mean, I know that's all I had, but in the first place, it's just
Yes.
acknowledging it.
That is what it is.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You are not resisting your good. You are not bringing much resistance to standing in receipt of your good.
Am I being, and you'll understand this, am I being too aggressive in looking at my good?
Not at all.
Okay, I'd be really careful about that one. Okay, can you say anything to Pat around her knee? She's very fearful.
Regarding?
Her knee.
Healing is occurring. Healing is being supported by those of us around her. Rejoice. Express gratitude for the fact that your body loves you and is there to identify you perfectly, and then let it with appreciation.
And I give thanks for her. Thank you.
You are welcome. Yes.
I would like to go back to the dolphins for a moment, if we could. Dinah and I were in Oregon over the 4th of July, and one washed up on the beach with a wound in its head, a little female. And I was just curious about this kind of links up to the biblical story of Lazarus, where you called him from his tomb, and he came out of the tomb, even though he needed a little work at the time. And, yeah, shower. And I was just wondering what choice he had. Could he have said, nah, I don't want to?
Absolutely.
And he could have. And,
Absolutely.
and the dolphin on the beach, where was her choice at the in this thing? Did she, particularly given the Christhood of the species, could she have said, I don't want to get hit by this propeller or be chopped by a fisherman's axe or whatever happened to her?
Of course.
And yet she went ahead and did it. What happened there?
You will find that the dolphins are behaving in ways that awaken conscience in mankind. And that is the gift. And because life is deathless, it can look any way that works.
You know, now that you mention it, there was a constant parade of people as, you know, everybody beach walks up and down this beach. And one by one, these little groups of people would walk up the beach to where she was laying on the sand and stand around her, looking down at her, and then slowly walk away. And, you know, when Dinah and I and our dog went up there, I found myself choked with emotion, just choked with love, you know. And, of course, the dog liked her, too. But So she knew that her, to quote you, her after image would be used in this way.
That is correct.
Ah.
Yes. Exactly.
Is there anybody else who has a question? If not, I'm going to ask some more.
Well, we're going to take one more break, and you may have the microphone when we return.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I have a personal question that relates to some of the other things I've heard today about my life partner, Dinah, who took the afternoon to go and see the Cirque du Soleil down in Renton. But there has been a certain amount of frustration and miscommunication and misunderstanding in our relationship. And I would like healing here beyond just saying, let her be, or unless that's an appropriate response, of course. But I was wondering if you could shed some light on this.
Well, I'm going to put it simply. It's simply just another form of the warmongering mentality. She is a strong individual, and you are a strong individual. You could say that both of you have balls, and both of you are engaging in pissing contests. And it's a way of being together that doesn't serve you well. And in your case, it's not a matter of who is right, but the fact that both of you want to be right. And you've got to let it go. And you've got to abandon you've got to abandon the enjoyment you're getting from the tug of war. It's that simple. Are the two of you really that bored? No, you're not. What's the saying? Make peace, not war. Change your minds. Just stop doing it. It won't tear your relationship apart, but it won't be fun. At some point, you'll decide that you're not enjoying it anymore. And you'll stop. So why not just stop now? Does that answer your question?
It most certainly does.
I thought it would. Okay.
I thank you.
You're welcome. We have a question in the back from the lady standing, and
You know what my question is?
I care enough to give her the opportunity.
Well, I was ready. Thank you. Well, I'm not sure what you think I was going to say, but I first of all, I wanted to, on the subject of involvement, ask you if you might want to elaborate on what I felt like I had some kind of a flash of an understanding of the meaning.
If you have only one question you can ask, what would the question be?
Oh, what would the question be?
If you only have one question that you can ask today.
Oh, I see. You don't want me to go to that one.
Yes. Dispense with the lead-in question.
I just we've been joking around a lot about what's been going on, I have been with others, between you and me when I talk with you lately. And my take on it has been that you are helping me more than anything else, even though I have joked around about it being something else. And I really have a feeling it has to do with a need for me to stop being self-conscious. And we've talked about this in many different ways lately on the Wednesday night gatherings, and it's come out.